Joining us will be Mr. Justin Cooper, a former employee of President Bill Clinton and the Clinton Foundation. Mr. Cooper purchased the first server used by Secretary Clinton and had it installed in the basement of her private residence. When Mr. Cooper needed upgrading to the server for better service, he turned to Mr. Brian Pagliano. Mr. Pagliano had worked for Secretary Clinton's 2008 presidential campaign. Pagliano then went on to become a State Department employee. Mr. Bill Thornton and Mr. Paul Combetta both worked for Platte River Networks. Platte River was hired by Secretary Clinton in early 2013 to host the email server after Mr. Pagliano. In his first FBI interview, he says he deleted no emails of Secretary Clinton around that time, but later on he states he not only deleted the archive of Secretary Clinton's emails on the server, but also used a product called bleachbit to delete her PST files on the server. According to the FBI report, that preservation request is forwarded to PRN, or Platte River Networks, by Cheryl Mills. Our understanding that while Mr. Pagliano worked in the IT department at the State Department for nearly 4 years, virtually every single email that Mr. Pagliano had has suddenly disappeared. Then once again, Mr. Combetta's story changes. This is a guy who worked in the IT department at the State Department. Hashtag things that make you go,
The FBI granted him limited immunity for the purpose
The
of
FBI didn't grant him immunity. The Department of Justice granted him
That's
immunity.
correct.
We can't prosecute anyone. Only the Department of Justice can, and they've made it, frankly, crystal clear. They're not prosecuting anyone in this fact pattern.
Mr. Combetta, do you intend to make an opening statement?
On advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer and assert my Fifth Amendment privilege.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer and assert my Fifth Amendment constitutional privilege.
I have no opening statement.
On advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer and assert my Fifth Amendment privilege.
Do you plan to continue to assert your Fifth Amendment rights? Is that your plan?
On advice of counsel, I respectfully refuse to answer and assert my Fifth Amendment privilege.
So, I have nothing further.
Given that the witness has indicated he does not intend to answer any questions out of respect for his constitutional rights, we will now excuse Mr. Thornton from the table. You've indicated that you do not intend to answer any questions out of respect for your constitutional rights. We will now excuse you from the table. Okay? When you had full access to the whole server the entire time that you were working for the Clintons?
Yes, I had access to the server.
And you have no security clearance?
I have no security clearance.
So, sorry, Hillary Clinton, Abedin, and Chelsea Clinton each had addresses at that address?
Correct.
Who paid for these computers?
All of them were paid personally by the Clintons. I was an employee of both the Clinton family personally and the Clinton Foundation.
Hillary Clinton emails to Cheryl Mills and Heather Samuelson's laptops. These laptops are later have bleachbit applied to them. Found out about this other account. We didn't know at the time it was the only account. This other account that Hillary Clinton has, we'd like the information, any emails relating to the Benghazi situation from that account. And of course, right after that, they changed the policy. That Platte River Network is instructed to delete anything after 60 days. Gowdy sends a preservation letter telling them to preserve everything that might be relevant to our investigation. March 4th, there's a subpoena. March 9th, Platte River Network is put on notice about the preservation order. March 10th, she does her press conference, and of course the important dates, March 25th and March 31st. Those 2 dates, there are conference calls with Clinton lawyers, Bill Clinton's lawyers, and Hillary Clinton's lawyers, and Platte River Networks, and of course, on the 31st of that month is when they take bleachbit to the whole darn thing. No regular American can get away with the kind of behavior Secretary Clinton gets away with.
So who was your boss when you were setting up the server?
President Clinton was my boss.